I want to share with you some of the reasons why the Bates Apex saddle promises a competitive advantage that is undeniable. Rider reactions to this saddle have been unprecedented, and we've seen amazing transformations in horses. High performance to its core, this saddle is made for jump-offs. It promises improved efficiency on the flat and also over the fence. One of the comments I hear from riders most often is that this saddle just instantly puts you in your perfect position. And I think the magic comes from the fact that we've got a really forward cut flap and a beautifully open seat with just enough gentle support from the panel shaping in front of your knee and behind the seat here, that the saddle is always guiding you back into the sweet spot of the seat where it's most narrow, most close, and you're most connected with your horse. And that means for you that your balance is just effortless. Your leg is always on. You feel really controlled in your seat. And that means you have much quicker recoveries and you're always focused on the next jump ahead. Being able to adjust the stirrup bar location for your position can have a really profound impact on your riding. This is something you can have fun with and play to find the perfect position for you. When you get that stirrup bar in the right location for you, it'll be immediately evident because it will just optimize your biomechanics and make it much more effortless for you in 2-point position. You'll be lighter through your seat and ultra responsive. Then you're able to fine tune the FlexiBlock support at the front of the saddle here and also at the rear. When you get that lined up perfectly for your leg position, you get this real sort of magic trifecta of balance between the sweet spot of the seat, having the right location of the stirrup bar for your position, and strong support as well for your leg. When we ride in perfect balance, our horses respond with confidence and agility. The feature that has riders most excited is the patent pending flaplock technology. Once riders have had this on their jump saddle, they really don't want to be without it. Once we get jumps up to a certain height at 1.60 m, there are a lot of rider dynamics in staying with your horse in motion over the fence. And that tends to make the saddle flap want to move with your leg as you're coming up into 2-point. We find that the saddle flaps actually pull back, they lift away from the horse, and they also come up under your leg. And all of that creates a level of drag on your position that I think we've really underestimated over time with the saddles. The idea with flaplock technology is to completely eliminate any movement of the saddle flap under your leg. And when you have that saddle flap locked in position and really still and quiet, it is quite amazing the way that the saddle actively draws and holds you in your perfect position. That means that you are more forward in the saddle and you stay forward in the saddle, not just on the flat, but also through the air. The difference in riders between having that flaplock in their saddles and not having flaplock is actually really visible in the photos of being more forward and staying forward with their horse over the jump. The simplest evolutions that have sometimes the biggest game-changing impact, and this is definitely the case with flaplock. So what is flaplock technology? Well, it is super simple. We're using Velcro here to secure the top flap to the bottom flap. It is a really elegant solution to the problem because it makes it completely seamless and unable to be felt under the rider's leg, and it's incredibly strong and effective at eliminating all movement in the saddle flap, so you stay glued to your horse. It's also really practical, being Velcro, that you can replace the flaplock in your saddle at any point over the life of the saddle so that you can continue to have that as new level of grip. Riders describe that feeling of being planted in the saddle, that they're able to just slot into a groove that feels actually naturally made for their position. And that means that your lower leg is just on at all times. You're really stable, you're always connected, and together as a partnership, you're much more responsive and effective. Another patented feature on this saddle is the connection of the girth points. It is our slimmest buckle we've ever been able to make, and anything we can do to streamline and improve that connection through your upper leg has an equal effect on your lower leg, making sure that you feel really close to the horse. And the brilliant thing about attaching your girth point to the saddle with that little buckle is that your girth points are often the first thing on your saddle to show wear, and being able to replace them has never been easier and simpler to do, making sure that your saddle's always safe. The quality and workmanship in the Bates Apex saddle makes this our flagship saddle in our range. It is absolutely unparalleled. Show jumpers that love that sort of understated luxury look are going to really enjoy the monochrome aesthetic that we've got in this saddle. It's so forward cut, you've got different textures, the lines, the curves. Everything about this saddle makes it look like it is just made for jumping and deserving of the podium. If you appreciate leather, you will not find higher quality, luxe, beautiful calf leather than what is in the Bates Apex saddle. It is incredibly soft and grippy and just the most beautiful surface to ride on. And if you care for it, it will maintain that level of grip all the way through the life of the saddle. Let's have a look at the underside of the saddle and why the Bates Apex is just in a completely different league for your horse when it comes to that comfort and freedom of movement. If when you ride in the Bates Apex, it is your horse's first time experiencing horse and rider technology, you're going to see them show you immediately how much more comfortable and free they feel through their bodies. The benefit of having an air cushion system in the panel really comes into its own in show jumping. Often, by necessity, we find that horses are sharing the same saddle, and air has no memory of the last horse's back it's been on. It is always going to constantly and immediately adapt and follow the moving contours of the horse's back. So the moment your weight goes into the saddle, your horse gets a perfect weight distribution, amazing impact absorption, and that as new level of comfort in the panel every time, every ride. Saddle fitters really love working with these saddles because not only have you got the beautiful forgiving and protective care cushion system, you've got a flexible tree, and there's so many different adjustments they can make within the saddle to get a precision fit to ensure that you're in perfect balance. The chamber is beautifully wide all the way through so that the horse's spine is always clear. And you've got a beautiful big footprint to ensure that the weight bearing is even and over as large area as possible on the horse's back. If your horse has never tried horse and rider technology before, then you really owe it to yourself to give the Bates Apex a go, because it is an incredible feeling to see your horse transform and be able to access their full range of movement to really bend, stretch and tuck as they fly over the fence. Jumping is really technical, and the Bates Apex saddle unlocks your raw, natural talent. And that means you can really leave nothing on the table and really show that grit and go for the win. I can't wait for jumpers to tap into a whole new possible with the Bates Apex saddle.